Hello gamers, welcome to Game Recaps. In this video, I will explain the animatronics that appears in the game Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Who must be defeated by Gregory so that he can safely escape from the Mega Pizzaplex. First of all, I will discuss Sun, an animatronic robot, the daycare attendant. Sun is actually not too dangerous, because basically, the animatronic only wants to invite us to play when we are in the daycare area. However, Sun, who is friendly and cheerful, will turn into Moon, who is famous for being sadistic and cruel when the lights in the daycare area are extinguished. In contrast to Sun, who invites us to play, Moon will not hesitate to kill anyone. Next up are the endoskeletons. Although endoskeletons are animatronic skeletons, they are quite dangerous if we are trapped in a dark room with them. The endoskeletons were always on the move when the room was pitch dark. Therefore, we must think of a way to escape from the room, while avoiding the endoskeletons' attacks by shining a flashlight directly into their eyes. Apart from endoskeletons, we should also be wary of staff bots that can be seen working as waiters, janitors, and security guards. Actually, they are quite friendly, and often help us throughout the game because most of their variants are passive, and will not attempt to hurt Gregory. However, alpha staff bots will kill Gregory on contact. One of these alpha variants is the Nightmarion staff bots, the vandalized versions of the staff bots. But the Nightmarion staff bots are lethal in the sewers, killing Gregory if he falls into one of their pits. They mostly appear in hidden areas and during Vanny's sequence, where they disassemble Freddy and act as obstacles to Gregory reaching Vanny's room. It's also quite troublesome if we are stuck with these alpha staff bots. Next, we will discuss DJ Music Man. DJ Music Man is a giant animatronic that resembles a spider, and is usually asleep on his stage in the West Arcade. However, after Gregory initiates safety protocol and pulls the lever in the bathroom, DJ Music Man wakes up and tries to put his hand in the bathroom to grab and catch Gregory. Although it looks harmless, DJ Music Man crawls on walls and ceilings with his gigantic body, and through large holes around the area to catch Gregory. While in a long hallway full of arcade machines, Gregory pulls the last lever, and DJ Music Man is seen peeking through the hole and crawling out to chase Gregory one last time. DJ Music Man would then throw in the arcade machine to stop the boy, and Gregory would have to head to the office to avoid him. After discussing the seemingly harmless animatronics, we will discuss the Glamrock animatronics, who hunt Gregory throughout the game. First is Montgomery Gator, or commonly called Monty. As the name implies, Monty is an alligator animatronic with a punk rock aesthetic. Monty is shown to have physical strength beyond the other animatronics. Monty can destroy steel gates, which the other animatronics cannot.
There you are!
Monty also has a claw that is quite dangerous, which is then taken by Gregory and used to upgrade Freddy's power. Monty can also jump long distances to catch up to Gregory. Not only that, but he is also immune to Phaser Blaster or Phazcam, because his shadow protects his eyes. However, Gregory was finally able to defeat Monty in the boss fight, and he fell from a height until his lower body was crushed. Even so, Monty is still seen crawling in the Mega Pizzaplex area, and without his legs, he can no longer jump far, and without shades, Monty is now vulnerable to the effects of stun. Next, we will discuss another Glamrock animatronic, Roxanne Wolf, or Roxy. Roxy is an animatronic wolf with a punk rock aesthetic. Apart from being narcissistic and very happy to praise herself in front of the mirror, Roxy also has a competitive nature, as she sees Gregory as a game she has to win. Roxy even seems to enjoy mocking and insulting her enemies, especially insulting Gregory by saying that he has no friends and no one will miss him at all. Roxy is very fast and persistent when chasing Gregory, and if she gets close to him, she will jump at Gregory to catch him. However, Gregory manages to defeat Roxy by crashing a cart at her. After being mauled by a cart and with her eyes removed, Roxy loses the ability to see, and can no longer be stunned with the Phaser Blaster and Phazcam. Because she can't see, Roxy will rely on audio cues instead and becoming more aggressive when she hears Gregory. Gregory then uses Roxy's grudge against her to help him out of the room. The animatronic that we will discuss next is Glamrock Chica, a chicken animatronic who has an excessive obsession with food, especially pizza. Due to this obsession, Chica also has a bad habit of eating out of various garbage cans in the Mega Pizzaplex. Glamrock Chica is shown to be deceiving, giving Gregory false promises of seeing his parents, offering candy, or trying to comfort him to seem friendly, all in attempts to make him give out his location. Like the other animatronics, Chica is also described as very durable, because she can withstand deadly impacts such as being run over by a hydraulic press machine, and continue operating even though it is severely damaged. After being crushed by a hydraulic press and losing her voice box, Chica sometimes makes an incomprehensible loud noise and can't speak anymore. Gregory then upgrades Freddy's Glamrock using Chica's voice box, which gives him a powerful scream that can electrocute other animatronics and disable electronic locks in various places. Next, we will discuss the main antagonist that bothers Gregory the most throughout the game. Who else, if not Vanny? Vanny is a follower of Glitchtrap, a reincarnation of the serial killer William Afton. It's revealed in the Princess Quest games that she was the main protagonist in Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted. Here, I will only explain a little about Vanny. In terms of appearance, Vanny wears a white bunny costume that has to stitch all over it, with a large pink tartan stitching on her left hip. Beneath her mask, she's revealed to have blonde hair tied back in a ponytail, similar to Vanessa's as we saw in Rooftop Ending, where when Gregory takes off Vanny's mask, there's a woman who looks a lot like Vanessa. As the main antagonist, Vanny is described as very evil and cruel. Vanny tries to trick her target, Gregory, into falling to a trap by pretending to be kind and well-intentioned. Despite looking very mean to Gregory, Vanny seems very afraid and obedient to her master Glitchtrap. Vanny even behaves like a psychopath, as she taunts Gregory by waving at him before trying to kill him, and instead of walking, she happily jumps up while trying to kill Gregory. Not stopping there, Vanny also happily ordered the staff bots to kill Glamrock Freddy, and kept laughing when she was about to kill Gregory. Although, Vanny can also show fear and panic, especially when things don't go according to plan. This is evident when Gregory manages to take control of the staff bots, and orders them to kill Vanny, in the same way they did with the previous Glamrock Freddy, as we will see in Disassemble Vanny ending. That's all for the explanation. I will discuss Vanny as well as Vanessa in more detail in another video. Before I discuss the last antagonist, it feels incomplete if there is no discussion about the deuteragonist and ally to Gregory, namely Freddy Fazbear, the one and only animatronic in the Mega Pizzaplex not to be corrupted by Vanny's power. Unlike his counterparts, Freddy actively helps and protects Gregory from harm. Glamrock Freddy is based on the original Freddy Fazbear with a punk-themed design, reminiscent of the style associated with the 1980s. Although, Freddy is the only animatronic who helps Gregory, even the emotional bond between the two is very close, like father and son. Still, on the other hand, Freddy is also a dangerous threat to Gregory. One reason is that the Glamrock Freddy has a limited battery life and must be recharged frequently at the charging station. If Freddy misses charging time, then Gregory will experience a jump scare and game over from him. Not only that, but Gregory also had to be very careful when Freddy was in the process of being repaired, or when he was upgrading to increase Freddy's strength, because if Gregory presses the button or chooses the wrong prompt, Freddy will lose control of himself and kill Gregory. It turns out that Freddy is quite dangerous too, guys. Finally, we come to the last discussion, the final antagonist in this super cool game. Springtrap, or in the FNAF Security Breach game known as Burntrap, is the final boss and the last remains of William Afton's physical body after the events of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. After defeating the Glamrock animatronics who had hunted him all night and upgrading Freddy's Glamrock with their body parts, Gregory and Freddy managed to gain access to a mysterious tunnel beneath Roxy's Raceway. Gregory and Freddy then find the old Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place building, buried underground and badly damaged and burnt. As they descended further down the digging pit in the center of the pizzeria, Freddy told Gregory he remembered being here before. At that time, Vanny had taken him and the others there to dig something for some reason.
I know what this is. I have been here before.
And he had no choice but to do it. At the same time, Springtrap or Burntrap also gets up and emerges from a purple recharge station located on the other side of the building, and tries to control Freddy. Since Burntrap is trying to control Freddy, Gregory must pay attention to which room Burntrap is currently in, and press the appropriate button in each room when he tries to control Freddy, as that is the only way to cause the room to burn and damage it, thereby stopping Buntrap's efforts controlling Freddy. If Gregory failed to do so in time, Freddy's eyes would turn purple and try to harm Gregory. Burntrap is the only antagonist in the game to not feature a jump scare of any kind, as he never attacks Gregory directly. Instead, he sends Glamrock Chica, Roxanne Wolf, and a damaged Montgomery Gator to chase Gregory. Upon being defeated, the fire damages the pizzeria to the point that the entire cave system starts to collapse. Burntrap attempts to flee, but is grabbed by the blob, similar to Molten Freddy, and dragged towards the ceiling, leaving his fate uncertain. Okay, that's all my discussion about the animatronics and also Vanny, who is quite dangerous and very troublesome for Gregory throughout the FNAF Security Breach game. Okay guys, see you in the next video, which is certainly no less interesting, so stay tuned, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for another game recaps.
Rock and roll!